Hello everybody and welcome to CTN Sports Game of the Week. I am Nick the Jink Wozniacki along with Kevin the Mayor Bryant, and we are amongst the Purple Gang where the Pioneers are taking on Dexter Dreadnoughts in some hoops, as you can see. Kevin, tell us about it.
SEC Red matchup, Nick. Two teams that are really, if you're not Huron, you're probably on the lower rung of teams in the SEC Red. Pioneers coming in here, 2 losses in a row. Not a good thing. Dexter, on the other hand, has been on the upswing, but they're still trailing in the SEC by 1 game behind Pioneer. These are 2 teams I look for a second half that'll probably give us one of those fantastic finishes that we always seem to have when we're here this year.
And one of the other things that everybody from Ann Arbor is wondering, do the Dreadnoughts bring the gong for hoops? Find out. Tip-off coming up right after this. And here we go, everybody. As you can see, the record's coming up. The Dreadnoughts at 4-5, Pioneers 5-6. But Kev, like you mentioned in the intro, Dexter really seems to be trending the right direction right now.
They really are, and they didn't play, so they're on rested legs because they didn't play on Tuesday. But they do have a gauntlet of a schedule for the next week. They're going to play 4 games, counting this. So they got to save that young energy up, and they're going to have to guard that guy inside the paint.
Quick bucket for Amir Lee. We were talking about him before the broadcast as well, and you talked about a kid that jumps out of the gym, and he's one of the guys they're going to be looking for a lot.
Yeah, and he starts the block party, and when you get inside against Pioneer, he'll grab every rebound and trigger these fast break transitions.
Quick passing there by Dexter. Shot went up by Jack DeMerrill. Offensive rebound by the Dreadnoughts. Another long 3 off the rim, though.
Yeah, these guys they'll try to get it inside, but they're not afraid to shoot outside either.
That's William Simpson in their first bucket for the Dreadnoughts. And you talked about it before the game, Kev, the overall height for the Dreadnoughts, but you're not seeing it so much with the starting lineup right now.
No, they kind of evened it out with a couple guards and then 3 guys inside the post, but they're really going to have to really guard Lee in there, and that's going to come down to really William Simpson right now.
And Micah Powell from the corner hits a 3-pointer, gives the Pioneers a quick 5-2 lead.
Yeah, we've seen him, and if you've seen some of our opens, he's the guy that's hitting that 3-pointer at the end. He's a 3-level scorer.
Yeah, one of the finest moments in Game of the Week history, in my opinion. Yeah,
it was amazing.
From this gym. Great ball movement by the Dreadnoughts so far.
They had this machine out here cleaning the floor before the game. They should have cleaned up under the basket because that looked like a travel.
Yeah, it was. It looked like a hardwood Zamboni, and they were rocking that out. Obviously, a lot of salt, a lot of schmutz out there right now.
And it's Powell in the corner here, and that's just pure. Nothing but net.
Classic shooter stuff right there. The way he received the ball, set his feet, and then just put it down.
And a good pass there by McCoy, right in his shooting wheelhouse.
Dreadnoughts back on the offense, head down, bullying his way through Jack DeMerrill. And there's Amir Lee tried to knock that out to center court, picked up by the Dreadnoughts, but nice job by the Pioneer defense getting into those passing lanes.
Yeah, I was mentioning to you before we started, Jordan Harrison, number 2, quick on his feet. He's the guy that just got in that passing lane. Watch how he penetrates when he gets the ball, too.
Yeah, I'm glad that you brought up Harrison again right here, right now, because I can only take so much credit for the knowledge that you put into this so far. So you're exactly right.
And just like what we were talking about a moment ago, check out Amir Lee. When you get inside, it's a block party going on.
Yeah, Lee's long. He can jump.
Good timing.
Senior Amir Lee down low, and the Dreadnoughts back on offense. Got some people hitting the dust down there, and Pioneers come up with it. They're going to try to break in transition, but snagged by Jack DeMerrill. And now back in transition of the Dreadnoughts, and that's a bucket for Ben Murphy, and the Dreadnoughts down 1.
Yeah, Murphy's second bucket on the night, and inside off the transition. I think right now Harrison needs to calm down. That's his second turnover in a row.
Yeah, Harrison tried to go low on that pass, and Dreadnoughts were ready for that. Great passing inside by Dexter to the baseline, out to the key. Great job.
Yeah, and you saw William Simpson got left alone there by Lee, who went over to double team, and I don't think he really needed to go over there, but again, he's aggressive on the defensive side.
Perhaps too aggressive so far tonight?
A little bit.
Yeah, you gotta know when to stay home too.
You gotta guard this guy.
I just thought the exact same thing. Why is he so open? Like, you know he's good. He just hit one 30 seconds ago.
Same spot too.
Kudos to the Pioneers for keep getting their best shooter open.
Yeah, balance the floor, guys, on the break. They're getting Harrison nowhere to pass the ball on that transition.
Stop and pop by Powell, and there's that 3-level score that you're talking about right there.
Inside,
that mid-range
outside,
jumper.
You're just spot on, Nick, because he can do it from all angles over the court. And this comes off of, look at, really don't see that layup there, but I mean, it was off of a turnover by Pioneer. They got to cut down on those.
Nice job cutting inside there. Scott Smith receives that one, turns, and nobody in front of him. He scores from the block, and the Dreadnoughts have an 8-7 lead now.
Scott Smith was one of the players I was looking at because he's long, he's rangy, and when he gets in the paint, he can score with both hands.
Dangerous trap from that corner. Opens up a 3-point ball for Tyson McCoy. Dreadnoughts rebound, and they're looking to get something going in the fast break action. Nice fake out to the side, but ends up kicking it all the way out. 3-point attempt by DeMere, front iron. Solid job by boxing out there. That's Jordan Harrison.
Yeah, right now Dexter's being cold from the outside. They can't hit any of these threes.
That's Alex Karsh, was the recipient of that fast break, but left it off the front iron. And another transition bucket there, Gabe Reichener.
Yeah, and again, Pioneer has to get back on the defense. And, you know, this quarter's moving fast, but it's moving not the way Pioneer wants it to move.
No, but that was a nice take there by Jordan Harrison. You're right about they need to reassert themselves and put their own brand of hoops on this, because it seems like they're picking up Dexter's slop right now.
Yeah, and Dexter really has control of the momentum going right now. Pioneer's making buckets, but they're making stressful buckets, I think.
Yeah, off that replay, Jordan Harrison really made that with a nice fake and then a take along the baseline.
It was sweet little runner.
And the Dreadnoughts continue to make buckets in the paint, all based off of cuts and really nice passes.
Yeah, and that's that over-aggressiveness we've been talking about on the Pioneer defense. They got to settle in and stick to their own man.
Just fundamental hoops from the Dreadnoughts right now.
Yeah, well, I like the fundamental uniforms. No names on the back, no names on the front. It's just a little bit of a logo. They even got the shorty shorts on out there, man.
They are very reminiscent of Hoosiers. You're not wrong. Yeah, the Dreadnoughts in their ways.
And you look at DeMore. He comes up and he just took the pump fake and he rolls up over the defender. And if it's not Lee in the paint getting a hand up, it's really nobody. That's what you're mentioning, the size of Dexter.
And it seems like a couple of those size players came back in. That's number 14, and now Andrew Boydston. He's
huge.
Long, man.
He took Scott, Smith out of the paint, and he's at a forward position now.
Powell misses from the near side. Dreadnoughts back on the attack. 12-9 ahead as of right now. Tyson McCoy doing his best to stay out in front, but the Dreadnoughts continue. Great ball movement. They cut in. They find that open cut. They've got some backdoor screens. Again, just super fundamental hoops from the Dreadnoughts.
And they're really cutting away. They pass and they cut away. They'll take a quick look inside, and we've already seen they're not afraid to hoist it up behind that three-point line.
No, they'll shoot it. And there he was looking inside for Boydston.
Man, it looked like he walked.
Three-point attempt and make from Scott Smith.
So that inside-outside, I like the fact that he's 6'5" and not just stuck inside the paint. He can get outside and shoot behind that arc, because at the next level, you're going to have to do that.
That's exactly right. Yeah, he won't be able to count on just backing everybody down.
And shooting over people.
Exactly. Micah Powell now top of the key, crosses over, goes into the lane, finds Lee, gets fouled on the attempt, down 6. This is exactly what the Pioneers need. Get to the line, try to get some easy ones.
Yeah, and looking at the lineup, you can see how many seniors. This is another senior, Boardston. He fell really into Lee. But check out Lee at the line. I've seen him a couple times this year, Nick. He has a very good touch for a big, and that's good to see. Didn't want to take your nickname, Oprah.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. But great rhythm, very smooth delivery on the line. You feel bad when it happens, right?
Yeah,
like you just, feel bad.
At least he didn't do it on the first attempt. I didn't say anything on the second one. That's all on him.
Dexter now back on the offensive end. 41 seconds to go here in this first quarter.
Good
Quick
passes
passes continue.
Ooh, that could have been
from
a foul
the
on
Dreadnoughts.
Micah Powell being a little bit too fancy.
Powell lost the handle there. Now picked up there by Scott Smith, and he's going to go right for it.
I think he's trying to draw the foul more than shoot the ball.
Rebound there, Bailey. Pioneers in transition, 3-on-3 action.
A lot of ugly basketball last 20 seconds, man.
I didn't want to use the U word, but that is definitely, it was in here. It was running around my noodle. You're exactly right.
I mean, this is the start of it, and that was the ugly Euro right there. And then we go back down court. Look at all this. I mean, there's just no continuity or flow. I mean, basketball is a sport where you got to get in rhythm.
Yeah, they were 3-on-3 on that one, and I wouldn't have hated if they would have stopped, pulled back, and gone into half-court offense. 9 seconds to go here now. Real handsy out there is Jordan Harrison. Nice job staying in front of his man. But as usual, Dexter finds that open player front rim, and that'll do it for first quarter of action. Man, that was a fast one. Just looked up, and it was a quick one. Can't promise they'll all be that quick, but stick around for more CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Mitch with CTN. Did you know CTN is available on both Android and iOS platforms for free?
That's right. You can find us on the Cablecast app. Just look up CTN and all your favorite local programs are right at your fingertips. But that's not all. CTN is also on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. If this is for you, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Then navigate to the About tab for instructions on how to set it up on your device. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you can watch our live meetings and all of our CTN-produced programs at youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor. So come watch CTN, where we aim to connect, create, and communicate.
Back at it, Kev, 15-10. Dreadnoughts got a 5-point lead here after that first quarter. What did we see? And don't say ugly. And Henry Bailey tried to attempt for the Pioneers to no-go. And I feel like Dexter's half-court offense is their strength, and them trying to push the ball up tends to lead to some of the ugly situations they found themselves in.
Yeah, and their offense is kind of impatient as well too. Defense as well too, but I think that is a little bit of what is causing the I'll use the U word, the ugliness that we're seeing. And now we're seeing a different set now from Dexter, a double screen up top trying to free up the point guard.
Well, and I think that Pioneer, for their first quarter adjustments, they're trying to really get out on defense now. They're trying to be a little bit more aggressive and try to disrupt that rhythm that you were talking about in the first quarter.
And I like that because it leads to a turnover, right? And Lee is sitting back. He's not going out and after double teaming people. He's the man in the key. So you allow that defense to come to you. Look at him. He didn't go out there, and it causes a turnover by the rotation of the defense.
And that's a real easy adjustment by coach. You pull him off the side and say, hey, take it easy, look at your feet, don't take that extra step, stay around in here, and this is where you're most effective. Wow,
that
just
length right
stuffed
here
right
Smith.
up front. Scott Smith, and on fake play, no go.
You know why? Because he didn't dunk the ball. He's one of the tallest kids out here. You got to attack the rack. He went up there kind of soft.
Three-point attempt from the Pioneers, good from Jordan Harrison. And the Pioneers trying to make their way back into this one.
Yeah, the deep ball is really keeping the Pioneers in the game right now because there's not really any kind of penetration and shots inside the key that we're seeing on a consistent basis.
Well, no penetration. You're just not seeing that set offense where you're getting those picks, you're finding those baseline cuts, or getting that person open, curling around the elbow, the way that Dexter seems to do almost every time on their half-court.
Yeah, it seems Dexter is a little bit more sound in running their offense. Pioneer, like you were saying, they're looking for the transition buckets or Mika Powell in the corner.
5:38 to go here in this first half. And there's that
Out of hands.
Elbow corner curl right there to the big guy, Andrew Boydston.
And I think that's on Atticus Say with his hand right here. Look at this. That's the second time we've seen Smith on the break and not be able to finish at his height. Maybe he's a little tired because he's taking a seat on the bench now. They should have fresh legs, though, because I said they didn't play on Tuesday night, right?
Well, and you wonder if there's a little rust out there as well on both ends, whether it's defensive rust, because, I mean, the playing defense is the thing that's going to be the slow take coming in, so everybody's getting back into that groove.
And that rhythm we're talking about, you get out of rhythm out of playing or practicing, and the kids, they were off on Monday. A lot of schools closed on Tuesday and Wednesday.
A lot of schools closed. That just means a lot of 2K being played instead of.
Oh, yeah. And your fingers might get a workout, but your mind isn't.
Rebound there by Karsh off to his shoe teammate there, Dula Ogun. And there's a real long three. Jordan Harrison intent on getting his guys back into this one.
And Karsh getting into the passing lane, yeah, and Karsh and 21 out there.
Glenn Dula Ogun.
Dula Ogun is the other bright shoe player that we're seeing for the Pioneers.
Slight differential on the laces, but otherwise just can't miss those dudes out there.
No. Pioneers doing a good job of collapsing and making these passes go away. Their defense has really picked up. Got to say, Coach Marion had to say something at the end of the first quarter.
Well, and Rich Marion, I mean, he's been at this a while.
Oh,
really solid
coaches,
cards.
man.
He knows what he's doing. Pioneers now only trailing by 2. Lee been a big catalyst of that.
And Harrison has a big size differential over his player. He might be able to take him into the post. That's Rickner, number 2 right now with the ball, who's trying to shadow Harrison on the other end.
That's Hayden Harm. Now looking around, trying to find some of those cutters, or maybe waiting for somebody to come outside and pick. Dexter's ball movement continues to be very smooth and accurate, too. They're not throwing a lot of passes away.
No, and that lid is closed on the bucket for Dexter right now, no matter if they're shooting inside or out.
Henry Bailey with another attempt down from the corner. I think we've got Dexter timeout now, and I'm curious if Dexter's going to go down there and talk about how we can switch up our offense in order to get some guys open with this new look defense from the Pioneers.
Yeah, Coach Rustin definitely wants to settle his team on the offensive end because it's hurting his defensive flow as well too, because they're not getting back on defense.
Yeah, that seems to be exactly the problem. The Pioneers had no problem trying to push it up, and they've got the athletes to go up there and try to make something happen.
And Pioneer went deep into the bench to start this second quarter. They brought in a couple players that didn't see any action in the first quarter, and maybe that's to motivate them. And just like I'm trying to motivate people to like and subscribe us on YouTube.
Flawless transition into all of our socials there. Definitely check out the gram, as the kids call it. I'm going to assume the kids are still calling
I
it
think
the
they
gram.
call
Why
it.
wouldn't they?
Why not?
Right. Great, always behind-the-scenes stuff. And if you've caught some of our games already on YouTube, you saw some great girls hoops action with just a classic finish from the Huron girls, and then Pioneer looking really nice against Skyline last week, and then just a lot more hoops to go here. CTN's getting the lead.
Yeah, and that was really sweet with that Huron girls game, getting their first win of the season, getting a freshman to get her first key player of the game, so she has a long time to put her name all over that sucker.
Stoked to get that key. Dexter back at it. Pioneer continues that hard-nosed defense out on the ball. Now you got Amir Lee. I wonder if that's part of the trick too, is get Amir Lee away from the hoop.
Yeah.
And then might have a more clear view to get in there.
He plays like a post player on the defensive side, really not really swift on the feet or changing angles. So that was a smart play drawn up out of the timeout by Coach Rushton.
Rebound there, William Simpson. Stop and go action there by Gabe Reichner.
I like the way that these guys that were on the bench, they came out and they're trying to stay on the floor. And you can see that it's working for the Pioneer psyche.
Well, you've got to get out there and make the most of your minutes.
And this is just hard. That was a kind rim that time, because the way that Dexter's been shooting their layups, I wouldn't be surprised. Why wasn't that a backcourt? I mean, we can get a replay on that one. The guy called the ball in the front court right in front of us.
The referee wasn't anywhere near close enough to see that.
Chuck Phillipson's been doing this for 40 years, he told me.
William Simpson continues his onslaught from down 2 feet from the hoop. Another bucket for Simpson.
Yeah, we've talked about the Dexter length, and these Dreadnoughts are quick on the rebound and putting it right back up.
Lee now out top of the key. Little too handsy there by Gabe Reichner.
This backcourt. I want to see this replay. Oh, I thought we had that replay dialed up. I'm sorry about the guys in the truck. I know we're down a guy because somebody's sitting at home looking at Netflix. Mo, I mean, you know, he's usually on the spot. He's dropping down a couple notches in the book.
Not to name anybody Mo.
No,
but yeah,
no.
I mean, in Mo's defense, wherever he is, he's warm. And the rest of these guys are a little chilly.
Now Dexter again, after the missed shot, quickly pushing that ball up, Nick.
Reichner spin-a-rooney, trying to get the ball down into William Simpson. Obviously trying to get the ball down to William Simpson. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but you think about their Alex Karsh, you know, smart play here, thinking on his feet, and that's a great play.
Yeah, great play to start that by getting his hand down low to try to take that away and then knock it off to Simpson. Pioneer now working their half-court offense, 1:46 to go. Contested shot and a bucket there by Jordan Harrison.
Oh, he just rose up and he glided into that shot.
Answer three-pointer there, attempt by Ben Murphy, no go.
Man, you can see who's got the motor out there for Pioneer. Alex Karsh has been all over the court. We see him with that save. But look at this from 15. And he could have got another, he could have been air foul there, right?
Very well could have been. Yeah, Harrison's been a catalyst for this mini comeback from the Pioneers right now.
2 threes in the first quarter.
And there's Karsh one more time getting that step out in front of Simpson. Gets the ball taken away. Simpson tries to give Karsh a little bit of his own medicine there to no avail. Yeah, Karsh's defense, he really seems like he's got a good quick jump on Simpson. And that's the game plan right now, is to get in front of him.
Yeah, and he's hustling, and, you know, he's playing with his head, and it's leading to good play for Pioneer overall.
1:15 to go here now. Pioneers back in their half-court offense. Here's the draw that stirs the drink. Jordan Harrison working it around.
And it looks like Dexter's falling back into a zone right now.
Good ball movement by the Pioneers.
This quarter's flown by.
Very few fouls until that happened. Oh, no, we got timeout by Coach Rich Marion. Yeah, only 3 fouls on the board this quarter.
I can hear Coach Marion. I don't even need to say anything. I mean, he's coaching for everybody right now.
Questions need to be asked. I mean, Marion, honestly, you don't see him too fired up very often.
No.
He tends to be a more even-keeled guy. So the fact that either they're not listening or they're not doing the thing that he probably just mentioned to them coming out of the quarter, that's got him fired up a little bit.
Yeah, and Powell was one of the players that he had on the bench watching for the most part of this quarter too, and he got into him. He laid into him where, I mean, I felt a little bad for the kid.
Coach loves you no matter what, and Marion's been doing this long enough. He's got that voice projecting right now, so that he makes sure everybody hears it. And they understand that he means business. And it might be a little theatrical too, as well, right? We're down by 4 points. There's 54 seconds left. Dig deep. Let's get some energy into this.
I like what you're saying, and I agree that nothing. These kids need sometimes a little bit of tough love.
Pioneer, nice job avoiding these traps, but Dexter just hell-bent on getting 2 players around that ball.
Well, they definitely have the length inside to handle trapping outside, and they're keeping the big inside in the paint and Simpson.
Yeah, this is a scary team to go for those traps because they are very long, as we've discussed. Harrison out to McCoy looking for Powell. Powell, quick work back. And that's a slick 3-pointer. Jordan Harrison gets the Pioneers to within 1 point, 16 seconds to go here in the first half.
Yeah, that's exactly what Pioneer needed. It brought the crowd into the game and almost me into the game with that steal. Look at the pass here by Powell, just a touch pass, and Harrison with the sweet shot on that.
Ball movement was just picture perfect, and hitting that shot with a man in his face, not easy to do. Dexter now 10 seconds to go, looking into Simpson. But the Pioneers defense continues to stay on him, but no amount of defense is going to help Karsh there to put that through. And that will do it for first half action, where Dexter's up 24-21, Kevin.
And I just wanted to say that, the length there is what really helped out that last second shot. But the timeout by Coach Marion, I'm anxious to see how that carries over in the second half, because I'm sure he left something in the tank to talk about during halftime.
Well, there was noise coming into that timeout. You imagine there's going to be a little bit of volume in at that locker room at halftime as well. Or, like I said, unless it was a little theatrical. Only time will tell as we take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more CTN Sports Game of the Week.
Island Park is a beautiful 5.5-acre park along the Huron River, just north of downtown. Park visitors enjoy this quiet respite from the busy downtown, where they can watch wildlife make their home along the river, relax in the shade, and peer over the park's bridges. A portion of the park is an island in the middle of the river, where you'll find picnic tables, a playground, swing set, and a Greek Revival-style shelter built in 1914. Two additional shelters available for rent are also within the park. There is a designated boat launch area where people paddling or tubing down the river can launch or disembark safely. Visit the park's webpage to learn more about its amenities, history, and how to get there at a2gov.org/parks.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ann Arbor Mayor John Heftia, and I'm here with First Ward Council members Gene Robinson and Bob Johnson. And this is a program called Ward Talk, and it's an extrapolation.
Part of the fabric of Ann Arbor is local politics. In 2002, CTN dove into the topic by inviting council members from each ward to answer viewers' questions live on TV.
Hello, thank you for calling.
Yes, good evening, Mayor Heath. This is Doug McAlpin, cashier for Republic Parking.
Good evening. I'm Rachel Tiedke, and I invite you to join us for Ward Talk.
In the beginning, the mayor served as moderator, but this quickly was replaced by an impartial host. Over the years, the show has welcomed 3 hosts, with Bonnie Gabowitz at the helm since 2014.
From our 5 wards each month. Joining us.
One of the things that many of us are thinking about is what's going to happen to Lower Town.
Versus what was then Gelman Sciences, but is now Paul Gelman.
So this is going to involve doing some rezoning in the downtown.
Residents are very concerned about cars speeding through their neighborhoods.
People who've maybe never gone and looked at a blog before will
Over 180 episodes, the show has greeted countless council members and 2 long-serving mayors, with no sign of slowing down.
Several times, and last summer, as I said, I grew up here, and we have had skateboarders in this community from the very beginning.
It's a new millage, but it replaces the one that exists.
It's a heavily traveled area.
Yes, and it'll be a 2-year program. To actually do it.
Some of them 300, 400, 500 new units.
To work with Justice Indeed and to do this in their own neighborhood.
Not quite.
If that's an understatement, I don't know.
A little bit. Yeah. And we're probably into the last few seconds, so we can let them take it away with the music. And thank you for if you watched us tonight.
This is Rachel Tiedke saying thank you for viewing Ward Talk.
This is Community Television Network of Ann Arbor, City TV Channel 19. Thanks for watching.
For Ward Talk, I'm Bonnie Gabowitz. Until next month.
And here we go, everybody. Dexter up 3 points coming into halftime, out of halftime, here at Pie High. Kev, tell me about that first half.
You know, it was going to be a runaway, it seemed like, after that first period with the Dreadnoughts just hitting on all cylinders. But this guy really lit it up in the second quarter. Jordan Harrison, he's the leading scorer overall with 13 points. Man, they call that a travel and not a foul.
These referees seem intent on not calling fouls.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm kind of okay with that.
You like that?
I'm here for it.
Well, I saw that 20 slip. I mean, but check out this. There's a little bit of a push, and Karsh goes up. There was a push from the front and the back on that one. I mean, yeah, you're right. These refs are not calling much.
Pioneer playing the fast break as they did so much in that
why
first
are
half.
these guys slowing down when they're on the transition like that and looking to draw a foul? That's Tyson McCoy needs to attack the rat.
Well, and I think that's definitely the mentality there. He was going up against 2 of those trees from Dexter, and he started to think twice about it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen AI do stuff, and we've seen even some of these young guys that, attack from, Drew Lauder back in the day. Attack the big. That way you're taking away his size to block your shot.
Yeah, McCoy definitely shied away from the contact there, but nonetheless, the Pioneers back on the attack. Micah Powell now top of the key, tries to find Harrison. Harrison goes baseline.
Good look.
Finds Karsh underneath, and there's that home court roll-in. 2 more points for Pioneer, and they've got this one within 1 with the free throw coming up.
And you saw who triggered it right here. Jordan Harrison draws 3 defenders, and Karsh does what you're supposed to do. Get yourself in front of a rack, get the ball, and put it up, and get to the line, maybe a conventional 3-pointer.
And I'm happy to see Karsh get some of the benefits of these defenses.
Oh, he's been working.
He's really stout on defense, so
he's been working himself out, right? And this is the Pioneers worked themselves back to, since it's been 0-0, a tie in the game.
Pioneer now trying to stay out in front. Simpson also kind of shying away from contact. For a dude that's that big, should be doing exactly the opposite. Oh, here's our chance to shine. Nope.
Oh, man. Ball was coming right to me.
I was going to fire that one up. I was going to shoot a 3. Or just go in and try to draw some contact, show these kids how to do it.
Well, to be honest, I was just trying to grab my tee. I've been spilling it all over the place.
There's a fair amount of tea on the ground.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It's coming right here. They need to get that cleaning machine over here.
That's not figurative. You're not spilling the tea. This is literal. There's literal tea around us right now. But that's okay.
I wanted this, table skirt to get washed. Looks like they're trying to fix the clock. they put a couple extra seconds back on the clock.
There were 62 seconds up there on the clock for a moment, but now we're back to 6 and 23, all tied up, 24-24. Pioneers coming out of halftime looking really good, really sharp. There's Reichner. They're going to call no contact. They're going to call the travel on that. His feet definitely slipped, but a little bit of contact.
A little bit of contact, and we heard the travel. I mean, in this gym, you can hear this echo, but watch this right here. He gets bumped by Karsh, and he kind of, maybe they caught it a little push off too.
And I think they'll call that incidental, right?
No call.
Both players had some contact. And now they're calling a foul, a push off, I believe, on Karsh down low.
Yeah, it looked like that was an illegal screen, and a lot of times you say it's the dribbler's fault, but man, that was tight after being so loose on the whistle in the first half.
Yeah, you can see Karsh make a little bit of a move for it, but he didn't lean in. His feet were clearly moving, but
and the defender wasn't really knocked off of his position that much, at all.
Well, here we are, brand new ball game in a lot of ways. And here we can see our friend, the table guy, coming up the outside for the Pioneers. Those sharp eyes about us. And now the Pioneers got a chance to take the lead for the first time in quite some time. Lee with a nice fake, goes baseline, up over.
And again, once the Pioneers get inside, Harrison needs to just finish that one a little bit stronger.
More attempt to draw some contact. The referees, you can see his hands right there, said straight up. They're right. Powell now down low.
I like the way Powell went up that time. He went up strong, balanced, and he got rewarded with that bucket.
Just continuing with your assessment of him. We've seen him shoot some threes, get those mid-rangers, then goes down low strong. He's a strong kid, so it's not crazy for him to be down on the block like that.
First lead of the game for Pi High.
Pioneers now up 2. Swarming defense for him right now. Dexter wants to hold on to the ball for a second. They're very smart and try to reset this offense, trying to get it down low to Simpson. But the Pioneers really seem like they know what's coming now.
Yeah, coming in, Harrison comes in, but look at that. He kind of drew the defense. That's the second time we saw him bring, because of his scoring prowess in the first half, he's just taking defenders' eyes with him and opened that lane up for Powell.
And I think that one dribble really got a couple of players off kilter for him to go up and under.
And it looks like Dexter, when they get the ball, Nick, they're trying to take the air out of it a little and shorten the game up, while Pioneers playing at another level as far as their speed.
High pace of play right now for the Pioneers. Long three, top of the key. Henry Bailey misses that one. Dexter trying to turn around, trying to turn their fortunes around right now.
And this patientness on the offense for the Dreadnoughts, they're really not finding anybody open because Pioneers doing a good job on the switching.
Not an ideal shot, 2 men in his face.
That's going to go off Harrison, I believe.
I think you're right. That's what the referees are calling. Dexter will get the ball down to 3:48 to go here in the third quarter.
I think it's Rickner. Yeah, he got his hands in there and just caused the Harrison to, that ball just slipped out of both of his hands. I'm still thinking he might have had a shot at keeping control of the rock.
Reichner now absorbing some more contact before it gets knocked away. I believe was that Karsh again popped that one out.
Yeah, but and for Reichner, he's got to look at the shot as opposed to just going in there, closing his eyes and passing the ball.
Pioneers quick ball movement. This seems to be the man of the hour right now. Jordan Harrison dribbles into 4 dudes though. Stacked defense for the Dreadnoughts. And a run and gun shot there by Tyson McCoy, no go.
I liked it though. I liked the way he penetrated inside. There was nobody in his face. It's a good time for that shot.
Gabe Reichner tries it. There's Tyson McCoy on the move up. Lefty, no good. Powell cleaning glass. Finishes. Pioneer up 4.
And this is going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be a timeout for Dexter. And I was wondering if they're going to do that because this is a good job of trailing the play if you're Mika Powell. I mean, because we've seen how many, there's just been numerous missed layups on transition all night long. It behooves you to follow up the play.
Yeah, that's actually a really great call. You can't count on anybody to make it. Obviously, you want your teammate to make it, but you got to do your job and get in there and follow.
I thought they did a layup line at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, but you're not paying attention during the layup line, right? Like, you're looking around.
Well,
you're
actually, your clock in the
cheerleaders.
head is speeding up on both sides when they get on the transition, and they're rushing their shot, or they're trying to draw a foul with a defender in their way. And so we're not getting any type of continuity or fluidness on that transition play.
Well, I mean, that's been the case for most of the night, right? Both teams in transition, fast breaks both ways. They're making not the greatest decisions all around.
Yeah, not the greatest student section all around either. There's 2 people right now in the student section, and they're not even matching outfits. I mean, I used to come over here, and it would be a different theme every night. It was Hawaiian night.
Loved Hawaiian night.
I mean, they had different themes going on, but maybe they just were too tired because they had so many days off this week, and they couldn't, get enough strength up to drive around the corner to support their team. Or maybe they just wanted to watch it on CTN later.
I think that's what it is, right? They're just waiting for the scintillating HD replay on YouTube, which goes up so early on Saturday morning.
Oh, my God.
Rob Cross is absolutely just a maniac getting that thing out of here this evening and up on YouTube before you know it.
Was that a 10-second call before they got over the half line?
They
called on Murphy. I think that was another turnover for Dexter, 3 in a row where they're not getting into their offense, Nick.
Pioneer continues the high pace of play, trying to move, and that's off the front iron. Jordan Harrison. Harrison gets his own rebound, doesn't get that one to drop in, but he'll get a chance to put 2 more on the board.
Yeah, and what Coach Marion has done is taken Harrison out of handling the ball, put him in the corner to receive the pass, and he's beating everybody because he's faster than everybody. You see it right here on the putback. He beat 2 players from Dexter for the rebound.
Yeah, that first step is really, really quick for Harrison. Let's see what he can do at the line now.
And he's only there. We get your nickname. We get your nickname into the game. I mean, I tried to not say anything, but I had to.
I didn't say he was going to make it. I just said, let's see what he can do. Yeah. Harrison there hits the second of 2. 5-point lead now for Pie High.
Yeah, and I just don't think that, since that timeout in the second quarter from Coach Marion, Pioneer's been a different team. The energy levels picked up on the defensive end, and they're getting rewarded by following up shots on the offensive end.
That's what happens when Coach turns the volume up 1 or 2 levels right there.
I know some paint coming off the locker room wall, too, I bet.
No, I'd honestly love to know what the run is since the volume turn up.
And one thing that we haven't seen in a long time is Amir Lee. He hasn't been in the game for a long time. They changed up the way that the offense, or the whole flow of the game. They wanted to match the speed of what Dexter came out with.
And there's Jack DeMerrill there hitting one for the Dreadnoughts, and they got him off the schneid there. Yeah, Dexter needed that one in a bad way. Powell now out. Harrison, and another 3-pointer for Jordan Harrison, answering 6-point lead Pioneers.
Yeah, Jordan Harrison, I believe he's up to 18 points tonight. And he's definitely been the star, the one player that Coach Marion can count on the offensive end.
Would you call him the key to their lead so far?
I don't know if he's dialed himself in, but I mean, this is where he's been making a living at over here off of the arc, either driving by players and then calmly sinking in that 3 because of his driving prowess. The Dexter defenders giving him a foot or 2.
And I think calmly is a great word to use there because he does have so much energy. He is quick to his feet, moving an awful lot. He was calm, cool, and collective to hit that 3-pointer.
He drew a lot of attention there.
They're going to call over the back there, I believe, on Amir Lee.
Wow, this is a call that I kind of disagree with. Lee goes over the back, and he gets rewarded with the call here. Let's check out this box out. And where's the call for Dexter? That's a box out, right?
It seems. I mean, it seemed like they were hip to hip. So, if nothing else, you think that they're calling.
It was called on the shot, really, I think, because I was looking down low at the action, and we have Harrison at the line now.
To be fair, Pioneer now in the bonus. That is 5 fouls.
Okay, so it's going to be 2 shots either way.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, he wasn't even in the play for the rebound. That was Lee and someone else, maybe Powell.
Jordan Harrison doing it from 3, doing it underneath, and he's
Where would
hitting those
they be
free
at
throws.
without Jordan Harrison's offense tonight?
They'd be down for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's got to be an offensive foul.
I mean, they're going to say that both players were moving. They're going to say his feet was moving. They're going to call that incidental.
Wow, if we see a replay of that one, you can see DeMiro. He put an elbow shiver on Harrison here. Watch that. And that's not a lot of acting, folks. That was a lot of pushing.
There's a lot of energy that went into that on both sides, I think.
Harrison's got to take a little bit of a break because, I felt that one over here. And that was off of the Dexter hand. And who was in the lane again?
Karsh, one more time. Great
Alex
job playing
Karsh. That's what I'm saying. There's a little toss-up going on here for key player because Karsh has made some very key plays in this game.
Defensively, Karsh really has a nice feel for how those passes are coming in, exactly how to play Simpson or those other bigs.
Great defense right now by Dexter's number 10. That's
Karsh
Hutchinson.
anxious to get that one away to McCoy. McCoy keeps it back up. Head up, looking around for anything. Crosses over, gets it across to Karsh.
Yeah, but when you don't have Harrison out there to go to, Pioneer's really struggling to find somebody with just 10 seconds left here in the quarter.
McCoy has no problem taking that 3 ball, and another hit for the Pioneers. 5 seconds to go to see if the Dreadnoughts can answer, but they're down by 11. Hurting for a bucket, and answered indeed by Jack DeMero. They're calling it good, and wow.
That was a great finish to that quarter. I mean, a lot of action that we hadn't seen, and Dexter really needed that 3, but the lead for Pioneer is just progressing and progressing and progressing.
But with that momentum, who knows what Dexter has coming up in the 4th quarter of CTN Sports Game of the Week. Two Pioneers converge on him as soon as he got about to the goal line.
Look at Denson just fighting people off as he takes it all the way upfield. And Denson's trying to get into
He might get a little something for his efforts there.
He did.
Hi, my name is Sarah Lanise with the City of Ann Arbor Clerk's Office. Today, I'm going to tell you about the Ann Arbor Community Academy. The Community Academy is a program where community members interested in the city's long-term plans and day-to-day operations have a chance to participate in interactive sessions with city staff across different departments. City staff hopes participants will be motivated to play a more active role in shaping the future of Ann Arbor after participating in this program. Graduates from our academy are highly involved in our community and currently serve on City Council, the City Planning Commission, the Public Art Commission, and as election inspectors. You can find more information, including how to sign up at a2gov.org/A2CA.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on CTN Sports Game of the Week. You were looking down on Pioneer High School, where Pie High made quite a comeback in that 3rd quarter.
Oh, man, outscored Dexter 16-5. I mean, they really extended their lead, and a lot of it was on Jordan Harrison.
Only 5 points in that quarter for Dexter, but it could have been 2.
Just 2.
They hit that last second shot.
And the Pioneer defense is really turned up because they're making it so difficult for Dexter to get those easy putbacks that they were getting in the 1st quarter.
Well, they're doing a really nice job of even just denying the ball from them. I think that it all starts and ends with that as well. You look at players like Karsh and Amir Lee getting in there and denying the ball to begin with, but Dexter puts one away.
Yeah, Ben Murphy on that nice little pull up there. That was a good shot. And Dexter needed that to make them feel a little bit better going into this 4th period.
Right, only down 2 possessions now. It always feels good at 6 points or less.
And Murphy comes up, drives in. Say just loses him a little bit and gave him that extra space to get that shot off.
Murphy, calm and smooth shooting the ball off that mid-range jumper there.
I like the pull-up. You know, don't fall in love with the three-pointer. And you got an open shot there as well, too.
Like a foul way outside. It seemed like they were just really looking for Jordan Harrison to do something.
Yeah, I thought that whole play was for Harrison.
I think you're right. Pioneer wing players going around the outside. Powell again hits the three-pointer.
And again, the Pioneers have these open three-pointers where they're just rolling into the shot. No kind of pressure by the Dreadnoughts on those shot attempts.
Just daggers for the Pioneers from three-point land. Inside bucket answer for the Dreadnoughts, though.
Got an offensive onslaught going on finally.
Yeah, it's nice to see that back and forth. Harrison now crosses over, goes up and tries to get his arm around that one. Fouled on the shot. Harrison will be going back to the line.
Yeah, and Dexter, they're finding themselves on the wrong end of these foul calls because Pioneer in the lead by 7. A couple more fouls, they're going to be shooting doubles.
Well, and I think that might have been something they learned in that third quarter.
Yeah, but Jordan Harrison has been just attacking the rim and attacking this defense the entire night. Love the way his game has been going. Leading scorer for Pioneer. We saw him as the last person announced in the starting lineup as the junior, and we both looked at each other and said, he's probably the guy we got to keep an eye on.
And it's been very prophetic. You're exactly right. Jordan Harrison hits the second one. Pioneers got a 9-point lead. It's up to the Dreadnoughts to come in here and do something to try to answer. Stick with them here with only 6:20 to go.
And, you know, they opened the game with a bunch of three-pointers, and they've made a couple three-pointers, but this Pioneer defense has really stepped up.
Dexter maintains possession after rolling around on the ground there for a second. Man cuts towards the baseline. No open looks available for the Dreadnoughts, though.
Yeah, and the clock is not their friend, so they really have to start getting some buckets up. This Pioneer defense, though, they're dropping into the passing lane, and you can see Karsh is out there manning the paint.
As he has been, then draws what he wanted to be, draws the foul, but Simpson ends up coming down with that, and another bucket for William Simpson, a junior.
This is where Dexter needs to step up if they want to get back in the game. It's the defensive end.
Foul now over to Harrison. Harrison takes a step and goes in there and draws another foul. And we talked about it the first half, went so fast because there were no fouls. Last quarter, Pioneer gets to the line, gets to the bonus.
And this is the drive in, the put back with the nice left hand there from Simpson. He's been a constant in the paint for Dexter, but they're going to have to get a lot more of that if they're going to want to get back in the game, as well as do some stops without fouling on the defensive end.
Simpson unofficially has either 12 or 14 points. And I'm going to say an entire distance from the hoop at like maybe 10 feet total.
Oh, all of them. Yeah.
Everything has been within inches of the rim.
Well, he is one of the taller players out there, and if Lee is not on the court for Pioneer, there's really nobody that's going to block a shot. You got Karsh out there that's all over the place, but he's not a factor as far as blocking shots.
Well, and I think that's what Coach Marion and Karsh probably knows. I can't stop him, so I need to stop him from getting it.
Yeah, and you saw him try to take a charge the last time down. Pioneer doesn't have to be in any kind of rush right now.
Powell, a little shake and bake move, a little fake right, go left. And the Pioneers continue to work it around. McCoy, no good, but the Pioneers off more offensive boards, just cleaning glass. Windex, Kevin Bryant.
Yeah, and you can check it out. It's Harrison beating players. He's reading where the ball is going to come off of the rim, and that's going to be a foul on an illegal screen there. Kind of looked like a little bit of an acting job there by the Dexter player.
He went down easily, but that doesn't mean he didn't have some power behind that.
Yeah, but we saw this earlier in the game. Let's watch this. He comes in, the player comes across. A little bit of a lean of the hip. Gave him a little hip check.
You can't lean like that, but man, at best he clipped it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it could have been a no call, but again, that'll go as a third foul on Dexter.
Rebound by Karsh, gets it over to McCoy. McCoy with his head up, looking for somebody in fast break. Wisely holds it, sends it back over to Harrison. Harrison draws a little contact. Karsh, offensive rebound and putback.
Yeah, but he's going to draw the technical on the expression after it. He kind of gave a yell right at the player that he scored on, and that was right into our camera guy. You can see Rich Marion didn't like that at all.
Marion gave him the look right back.
It was a great
nice job getting
though.
in there, yeah.
This is the part right there. A little stare down yell.
Frowned upon at the high school level.
I'm sure his dad, Doug Karsh, might have something to say about that.
There might be a discussion.
That bucket was good. First one in.
Second one short from Jack DeMerrill, but back to an 8-point lead now for the Pioneers.
And that's something that's going to come back to haunt the Dreadnoks with these missed free throws, because that's something that in a game that you're down, you need every bucket. And this Pioneer defense is making it so difficult for them to get any kind of an easy look. Look at Tyson McCoy.
Even if the Dreadnoughts get a bucket, it's hard fought and it takes them a little while to get there.
Oh, it's exerting a lot of energy just to get a bucket up. This could have been a 5-second ball. Look at McCoy. Oh, he let him off the hook. Oh, no. The
called the timeout first.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
Coach could see that starting to happen. That 5-second call is very rarely called.
Yeah.
But, if we're on the sideline feeling the time, you understand that it's definitely a problem. I wonder if the referees are huddled up discussing that a little bit.
Yeah. And you can see how Karsh comes in here with this follow-up. And again, the extra effort by Karsh has been paying off all night. Great to see him. And that was a little quick on the whistle, right?
Yeah. He definitely made eye contact, had something to say.
He didn't point at the guy or anything, though.
You're right.
And he's excited. He's been getting all over the court all night long, diving and getting on the floor, keeping balls in bounds, throwing it off of defenders. Yeah, he's happy after he makes a bucket.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I definitely don't hate what you're saying. But if anybody else has an opinion on that, check it out on YouTube and watch it over and over again. Or maybe that's what you're doing right now, and that's the case. Rewind and play.
Yeah, because definitely the students aren't here yelling and screaming after that putback.
I can only assume that the Purple Gang will be watching this on YouTube first thing tomorrow morning.
Maybe like leave a comment or two.
Rob gets this going at like 6, 7 a.m. He'll be ready to go. They'll be ready to go.
Maybe they're out skiing tonight.
That could be.
Yeah.
Dexter now only down 8.
Tyson McCoy, look at this defense.
Yeah, McCoy's been out there the whole game like that. Just chest to chest, belly to belly, any way he can get it.
And this is, I think, for Coach Marion, his best defensive squad. I like Lee down low, but look at that. Alex Karsh gets into the lane, made that pass difficult.
And a nice job by Powell to get the ball down low and open up and try to receive that pass, but went off his hands.
That's another thing that Pioneer can work on as far as these outlet passes. Sometimes when you're up this much, you don't need this. You can bring that ball up court and because you're working of a clock that's under 4 minutes left.
And it feels like their half-court offense is really the name of the game for them. So them trying to play in transition, they're not going to get easy buckets down low.
And you can see, again, Karsh in the passing lane, getting his hands involved, making it difficult for Dexter to get anything down low.
And Karsh does have a tall task in front of him with Simpson down there, down low. Simpson and Scott Smith both.
Again, the clock is not in the Dexter Dreadnoughts' favor. This is what they need to do, drive and kick.
Simpson from the corner, way short. They're going to call over the back on on DeMerrill there.
I think there's a door open near where that shot went up because that was all there. Nobody was really in the area of Simpson. He made to get back inside. You made the point. He's making all his buckets from the 2 feet range, not the 23-foot range.
Yes, not to say that he doesn't have the range. He did have the open look, though, and that's something that Dexter has had few and far between, open shots.
Yeah, because this Pioneer defense has been stellar.
There's another contested shot there, Ben Murphy. And
again,
McCoy now wisely slows it up a little bit, tries to cross over Reichner, finds his man in the corner, quick passes all around Harrison, stops at the free throw line and knocks down another one.
Yeah, Harrison, he has been the offense, but that was really McCoy triggering everything by throwing it deep in the corner to Powell, and it just sent the whole offense out of the defense for Dexter offline.
Another contested three. That one goes for Ben Murphy, though. Keeping Dexter in the conversation.
Yeah, they need to still get it on this defensive end, and nobody can slow this guy down. Jordan Harrison is just a step faster, and he's thinking faster, too. Coach Marion is thinking about, setting up a play.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I don't think that this is a very calculated timeout, right? This isn't necessarily about saving your guys or saving legs. He wants to set up an inbound play that he knows he can score on right now.
And remind his team that we're in the lead. We don't really need, to do this. Even though we got this guy in our back pocket, if we need a shot, we can go ahead and get a bucket from Jordan Harrison at any time. Look at that look-away pass by Murphy there, or Reckner for the three-pointer by Murphy.
And Murphy did come up with that. It was a nice play, and Dexter still, again, staying in this conversation, only down 7, but as you've said it several times, time is not their friend with 2:09 to go here in this one.
Yeah, and it's so difficult for them to get an easy shot up. So I'm sure it's part of that conversation from Coach Marion. Get back on defense, continue to play this stout, high defense. I don't know where I keep hearing high-O because it's still high.
I'll co-sign on that. It'll always be high to me. I ain't even from here.
Yeah, and I don't know why they needed to make up a new saying for the oldest school in the town.
Keep it fresh. You got to keep it fresh. It's all about rebranding.
Yeah.
Dexter now trying to rebrand this game a little bit by getting out quickly on defense.
And see, Coach Marion is spreading this out, and he's working the clock, and he's going to force Dexter into fouling here.
Well, and that's exactly right. They're going to pull out, and they really want Dexter to overextend or just commit the actual.
This is a new school four corners.
There's Powell, draws one. Who are they going to call it? Call offensive on Micah Powell.
Play.
No bucket, no go for the Pioneers, and now the Dreadnoughts with 4 fouls in their back pocket now.
So Pioneer really has to be careful of not fouling and getting in the bonus here. If I'm Dexter, I'm pushing the foot on the gas. Oh, that's a turnover. That is a turnover. And that's who you've been talking about up top. Tyson McCoy playing his stout defense. He caused that turnover.
Yeah, it's about time McCoy got rewarded for something because he's been all out all game.
And Rickner there, not even being cute with it. He just lost sight of where his feet and where the ball was at.
Right, distracted a little bit by the defense, trying to make something happen with his head up and just put it right off his
and again, Pioneer's not in any hurry right now.
No, and again, with no shot clock in the high school ranks, they might not even make an attempt at it. Why would you?
Yeah, again, 1 minute left on the clock. Do this, dribble out.
And there's that foul finally. Ben Murphy commits a foul on McCoy. 4 fouls each now, each squad 1 away from the bonus.
Yeah, but Dexter has to come out, and whoever gets the ball, they're going to have to foul him quickly. Doesn't matter who it is. They're just going to have to pick a man, stay with your man, and foul if you don't get the steal.
McCoy with the inbounds, looking for Dula Oga.
Why is he fouling him? This is time off the clock, guys. That's not a guy you want to foul. That's the wrong guy to foul.
That's the wrong guy to foul, but I mean, DeMerrill was trying to get the foul. At least you saw a lot of body on that reception.
Yeah, but Murphy, I think, was the defender before on that play before, allowed 10 seconds to go off the clock before he even attempted a foul. You're in the foul and hope they miss game now.
Yeah, you have to make sure that if you're going for the foul, you got to make sure that there's no doubt about what you're doing and make it count. I'm not saying put the dude on the ground, but you have to let the official know this is what's happening right here.
And then Dexter allowed the #1 scorer tonight to get the ball, and then they choose to foul him. That's probably not the way Coach Rushton for Dexter dialed it up.
And Harrison's been solid from the line, so like you said, not the ideal guy to get. 9-point lead now for Pie High, only 46 seconds to go. The Dreadnoughts continue to try to crack the nut that is this defense in Pioneer. And Pioneer comes up with this one, and that might be the end of it, although they've got a man cutting up the side. That's Karsh one more time. Karsh to Harrison. Harrison keeps the dribble. Outstanding job of just not picking the ball up, stayed with it the whole way. And there we've got the foul by the Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive coming over on Tyson McCoy by Simpson, or was that Smith? That was Smith. You didn't see the dribbling antics that Harrison put on before that to get the rebound and keep it going, but that was smart. They needed that foul right there to at least slow things down.
No, that was straight Globetrotter stuff down there. Drawing body off his own dude unexpectedly.
He kept his balance.
Kept his balance, kept it low, kept the dribble the whole way too. McCoy hits the second one, 10-point lead, and Pioneers with a full court man press.
Oh, wow, he didn't need a double team there. That was an easy bucket, but there's just not enough time on the clock right now.
15 seconds to go, 8-point Pioneer lead.
Watch this dribbling antics here. Lose your feet, handle it a little bit. Harrison, hey, I'm going to go out there and say he's a key player of the game.
Well, he kept his balance with his left hand while keeping the dribble 8 inches off the wood. Yeah, great job.
And this is something that, I think that if I could give a key player, it might have been Coach Marion with that timeout in the second quarter. That was a big, huge key play. Took out his center, Amir Lee, and went small ball.
Might be worth asking somebody about that after the game. If that's a thing we do, I don't know. We do a lot at CTN Sports Game of the Week. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into this one, and thank you to everybody who makes this one possible. 3 camera guys out there tonight. You got Mike Rack Focus Davis, Mad Mike Koski, and Tim Katsumi the guy. In the truck, of course, you've got Mitch the Flash Mazer out there, the way he ran that key out at halftime.
And he didn't
And, of
stumble
course,
at all.
Rob the Boss Cross making everything happen and making it look so smooth. I'm Nick the Jinx Wisniewski, along Kevin the Mayor Bryant. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kevin.
I think I might have spilled more tea.
Don't take your tea out for the after-game interview. Leave the tea here.
And now we're going to have a foul fest when this should have been the game plan about a minute ago.
Right, play to the whistle, play to the every buzzer. I totally understand that, but you're right. But this absolutely should have started 90 seconds ago, not right now. This one's over, but the crying.
Yeah, the down 8, and this is the guy that I was talking about. Say that they should have been fouling earlier before they allowed the ball to get to Harrison, who's maybe not. He just knocked that one down. But again, I love the way that Pioneers defense has really, shown up and gave some of these fans something to clap about. And I say some because it's not a packed house.
But everybody here appreciates it. If you're here, they're going to spread the word. They're going to say, hey, man, check this game out on CTN Sports Game of the Week. Foul from the three-pointer. They're going to say, hey, check this out on YouTube, because what we saw last night was a huge comeback.
It was.
And just the mental fortitude of this Pi High team to stick with it, never give up.
And this is just a bad foul here after. I mean, you allow them to take that shot up because if he makes it, it doesn't really matter. But Pioneer, after being down by 5 in the first period, 15-10, they outscore Dexter in the second, the third, and now the fourth period.
Yeah, a lot to be said from a team that's clearly well coached and can step up in the face of adversity.
And
get it done
down
multiple
both
ways.
of them. I mean, but again, there's not enough time on the clock. 7.6. Did that go off of Pioneer? Wow, that was close.
Maybe don't speak too soon.
Off of Tyson McCoy. That's a timeout for Pioneer. Do they move the ball at the half court after that? Or is that still going to have to be
It'll
inbounded?
still be underneath the hoop.
Yeah, because they got to be able to run the baseline still because it's a made bucket.
Yeah, 7 seconds left. Seemingly not enough time left, but it is only a 2-possession game after those free throws.
Yeah, and this is where Coach Marion is really employing his team to get the ball in. That's all you really want to do. You don't want to get a 5-second call here. You do have a timeout, so don't turn the ball over. That's the only thing that can really hurt Pioneer.
Well, and for me, I mean, I'm not the coach, nor am I out there playing, but I'm thinking just launch one deep, right? Have one or two guys run the post routes way up the court, and if Dexter touches it, they've got a long way to go to get a shot.
And the clock starts right when they touch it as well, too.
Right.
And so, I mean, again, that's a good strategy to employ.
Yeah, attempts to get the ball near the buckets seem like not the best idea ever. Maybe get a quick inbound pass and then turn and launch it also?
Yeah, but, again, going back to Coach Marion, he noticed how
We talked about Dexter's length, but their speed wasn't there. He went to his speed defensive lineup, and it really changed this whole game around.
Game awareness, you're right, whether it's his Pioneer players not letting the ball get inbounded to players, or again, playing
I really
it
think they listen to you, because look at Tyson McCoy.
McCoy receives it way deep, and now he's just going to hold this one out. Only 2 seconds to go, and this will do it for this one. Pioneer with a nice comeback victory at home against SEC rival Dexter. 50-44, Pie High ends up winning, but stick around. Kevin Bryant's going to be out there on the floor with our key player of the game.
And welcome back. You knew I had to grab the guy that was the high scorer of the game, but I want to ask you, it was in the second quarter that Coach Marion really was animated, called a timeout. Can you share some of the words? Because you guys came out with a different focus and intensity after that.
He basically told us to lock in, stop turning the ball over, and focus on our principles. Because beforehand we were not mentally focused. So he basically told us to focus up, and we listened. And we adjusted.
Well, the result is what we saw, and you, my man, came up with a game-high 25 points. What were you seeing out there on the court on the offensive end?
I saw a lot of space. They kind of sagged back a little bit, so I work hard every day. So just trusted myself, and that helped. Just seeing shots go in and kept shooting.
Well, you saw some shots go in, and you're going to get rewarded with a big old key. Put your name right on there as our key player of the game, Jordan Harrison. 25 points, folks, our key player of the game. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this edition of CTN Sports Game of the Week from Pioneer High School. Pioneers beat Dexter Dreadnoughts 50-44, and we'll see everybody on the next one.